When it comes to Western PA heritage, the roots run deep.
So deep, you might be surprised at what you find down there.
In fact, one local distillery has uncovered a nugget of history that might just change your game day drink forever.
Western Pennsylvania is founded on a spirit of spicy spirits.
Wigle Whiskey is a craft distillery in the Strip District, and it's built atop of whiskey-soaked soils.
In the early 1800s, if you were drinking rye whiskey anywhere in the United States, that rye whiskey was coming from Western Pennsylvania. A lot of people don't know that rye whiskey was really born here in the 1700s. A lot of the German immigrants were coming over with rye. They had a lot of excess rye, and the best thing to do with it was turn it into whiskey.
And everything was going great, like really, really great. Until the first Secretary of Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, took a look at the country's finances after the Revolutionary War.
And he decided to bring the country back into solvency by enacting a luxury tax on whiskey. That did not go over very well with the people here in Western Pennsylvania, and fisticuffs ensued. Our namesake, Mr. Philip Wigle, he threw the first punch that started the Whiskey Rebellion.
If you look at the Whiskey Rebellion's Wikipedia page, it classifies it as a war. Like, what? It was a 2-year affair that pitted the Western PA whiskey distillers against the U.S. federal tax collectors.
The Whiskey Rebellion was the first really true test of federal power in this country. George Washington, he did march troops on the citizens of Western Pennsylvania who were acting a little nutty. And several of the men were tried for treason. Wigle was one of them.
Philip Wigle was found guilty and sentenced to hang, but Yinzer Solidarity came to the rescue and saved his life.
There was a movement here in Western Pennsylvania to secede from the nation. Washington knew that if Wigle was to hang, he would become a martyr for the cause, so he ultimately pardoned Wigle.
The people of Western Pennsylvania were pacified, but only for the moment, because the rebellious spirit would never leave, and is in fact summoned in the souls of Pittsburgh sports fans every Sunday.
We had spirit back then, we have spirit today, and that's why we have made a City of Champions bourbon to honor that passion.
Hi, I'm Aaron Dolan. I'm the head bartender here at Wigle Whiskey Distillery. Today we're making a Stairway To Seven cocktail using our City of Champions bourbon. All right, starting off with 2 ounces of our bourbon. This bourbon's got a nice complexity to it, really soft, but still has a nice boldness like you expect from a nice whiskey. Next, we're using 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. Always try to use fresh squeezed, nice zestiness, a nice pop to it. Lastly, we're using 3/4 ounce of a rosemary simple syrup. I love using rosemary in the fall. It has a nice earthiness, a nice bitterness to it. We got our ice in there, put them together, give it a shake. Now, lastly, most important part is gonna be our garnish. Some fresh rosemary. Drink one of these every Sunday, and I guarantee you, bring home that ring in February.